good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good morrow, fine travelers. Hey there, kids! What's going on? The alarms went off today without a hitch, I'm happy to say. Welcome to the Child of Mecha live stream. I am your host, Tim, the one and only Child of Mecha. But of course you knew that. So, it is Tuesday. See you next Tuesday. If you missed last night's live stream, man, you missed a doozy. We got a lot of work done. My version of winking. Yeah, we didn't do shit last night. Just talked and carried on and like a bunch of freaking schoolgirls. It was great. It was awesome and it was a lot of fun. It was really a good time. And I thoroughly enjoyed myself. So I hope you guys did too. It was good. It was really, really good. Today, it's a completely different story. Today, we're going to get shit done. Because that's what today is about. Getting shit done. So, without any further ado, that's French, by the way. We're gonna get into it, but first, I wanna highlight Mikey's comment here. So he says, "So about last night's stream, there is indeed a new Exia kit coming out, motherfucker. Don't tell Geo whatever you do." He says it's not Bandai though. So, but still, it's fucking funny, right? Bill says, "Hi, Tim. Good yesterday to you, and very happy unbirthday to you." Same to you, fine sir. Same to you. Matt Havoc says, "Morning to you. Sorry, I was completely exhausted last night." Dude, it's all good. It's all good. We had a lot of fun last night. A lot of fun. It was a good time. It was a good time. Anyway, let's get busy. Let's get going. Let's get the ball rolling. All that good shit. Ow! I just stabbed myself with these little pointy bits, man. These are sharp as fuck. Bandai, I'm gonna sue you for reckless endangerment or some shit. I don't know. Anyway, let's go to Super Zoom. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right. So if you missed yesterday's stream, we got that. We got all that done. That's all. Oh God. Geo. he says. He says, "I knew it. No more Bandai wish list." Who told him? Who told him? Oh, jeez. That's supposed to be a secret. That's funny. That's funny right there. Let's see. But yeah, so we got that pattern scribed in yesterday during the day. Didn't do hardly shit last night. We got these two little circles drilled in, and that was literally all of the production that we had last night. So today is going to be a little bit, hopefully, different. I want to get some little details and stuff in there from the initial design, especially these little vent notches here. By the way, good notches. Yes, I want to get some good notches in there. So let's get going on that. Yeah, let's get the visor on. Let's get the chisels out. Let's get this piece off of here. Let's get rocking and rolling. Yeah? Oh, man. I feel like today is going to be a good day. I hope today is going to be a good day, and I hope I just didn't fucking jinx myself, right? We get the samples in today. Those are out for delivery. Can't wait to get those. Yeah, and should be good. Should be good. So, putting the little spinny chisel thing away from last night here because I was remiss and didn't do that. So that goes away. Alrighty then. So, definitely want to start with the little vent pieces, the little vent notches here, right? I want to get those scribed in first. Now, what I figure... Let me see here. Up about 2... And that's... Okay. All right. We'll try... we'll try 0.3 millimeters first. And we'll go up 2 from the bottom. Now, what we need is a way to space these notches evenly and straight as well. So what I figure we'll do is we'll stack Dymo tape, right? So we'll start with a 2 millimeter strip right on this panel line, right? So that'll be our spacer between this panel line and the first notch. And then we'll cut 1 millimeter strips and kind of go from there at that point. And I think that'll do it. So we'll see if I'm wrong or right, basically. So, all right, let's get a piece of Dymo cut here. And we'll use the chopper to cut a strip for us. And let's see if that's going to be enough. Yeah, that'll be perfect. Excellent. All right, so let's cut some strips first. What we need initially is our 2 millimeters. So we've got the 2 millimeter scribing jig here. We're going to cut a strip of that. Get that right up against there, and okay. All right, so there's our initial 2 millimeter strip. That's our spacer, right? So we'll get rid of that. We'll need our 1 millimeter next. Right there. And we need to be real careful not to deform or curve the Dymo tape. We want to get nice, evenly cut strips, right? All right, so there's our first 1 millimeter. We need one more to complete the set here. Get that right up against the scribing jig here. All right, so there we go. We've got our 2 millimeter spacer and our 1 millimeter strips here. And let's see how accurate this is. Yeah, all right, that looks about half of that. Cool. All right, so we're gonna put that piece of tape off to the side. We'll need that obviously for other uses, but we'll start with the 2 millimeter strip first, right? And let's get the backing off of this guy here. Rip that off. There we go. All right, and like I said, we're just going to lay that right up against the existing panel line that we scribed yesterday. right on that line. There we go. That works. Okay. So, let's see. I'm thinking we start with 0.3 first. See how that looks, right? We may want to expand this, but I don't know. We'll play it by ear, I guess, right? Now, I've never done something like this, but I think based off of the image of the one Japanese modeler, it looked really damn cool. And it looks pretty cool with, you know, just the pencil marks, you know, the kind of the mock-up. So hopefully I'm not wrong. Right? Hopefully I'm not wrong. Alright, so far so good. We'll get this other side done here. Alright. And right now, you know, I feel it's more about getting these lines set rather than getting them to, you know, full depth at this point, right? Once we get the tape off of here and kind of see what we've got, then I think we can get it, to, you know, get these to full depth and worry about it at, you know, that point. Now, one thing that I want to do here... There we go. Just mark our end lines so that they're all evenly, you know, an even length for these. All right. And now we just start stacking Dymo tape here. All right. So just go in. And just pop that right on top of the other piece, right? So we're keeping our spacing nice and even. Okay. And then we repeat. Okay. right. There's set 2. Let's do that one more time. Let's see. We'll see what we have here. Fingers crossed, you know. Hopefully I don't have to do a lot of filling with super glue if I don't like it. So, we'll see, we'll see. All right. But this is all experimentation, you know. Okay. All right, here we go. Last set. All right, now, if these came out, you know, to my liking, we'll probably have to do a little, you know, kind of evening with the length and everything. And obviously we'll have to, you know, get these to proper depth here as well. But, well, moment of truth. Let's see. All right, let's see what we've got here. Okay. Oh shit, okay. Yeah. Oh damn, okay. Yeah, these are, wow. These are ooh, okay. Yeah. These are very evenly spaced. Okay, cool. Yeah, kids, yeah. Ooh, okay. I'm kind of excited. I was a little, I'll be honest with you, I didn't know how these were going to turn out. I was a little nervous there. But, yeah, these are looking really freaking good. Let me get these to depth. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Nice. I'll be honest with you. I'm kind of pleased with myself here. I'm kind of pleased with myself here. All right, this is good. This is good. Get the debris out of this line. Clean that up. And then
Basically just get these lines kind of wrapped over that little ridge. Yeah. Hell yeah. Okay. Just make sure that those lengths are good. Yeah. That looks pretty nice. Alright, let's do the other side. I'll sand it down so you guys can see it a little bit better. Okay. Let's get that line cleaned up, get these wrapped around, and then we are good to go with these, I think. Okay. I'll be honest with you guys, I'm kind of giddy at this. This is looking really good. Yeah. Shit, I think we might have to incorporate this technique in the future a lot more, because this is pretty damn cool. All right, let's get these sanded so you guys can see this better. All right. And yeah, there we go. Look at that. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hey, Enrico! Enrico's here. This is perfect timing, you guys. Enrico! Because we're scribing notches, too. This is perfect. This is perfect. There we go. But yeah, look at that, you guys. That looks really freaking good. Let's do this so you guys can see it even better. Let's get the crap out of there. And then let's get the Sharpie. Yeah. A bunch of Sharpie went into those notches there, but yeah, you can definitely see right there on this side. That's a really cool look. Nice and even. The spacing is perfect. That really worked well. That really freaking worked well. I'll be honest with you, I'm kind of surprised that worked as well as it did. You know, I had a feeling that we were kind of on the right track, but you know, I wasn't quite sure how it would work, you know what I mean? Wasn't quite sure. But yeah, that's looking pretty good. That's looking pretty good. And look, Enrico's here and he saw the Buenos notches too, right? One more time. I love it. I love it. Oh shit. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. All right, here we go. Let's go back to let's go camera 2. Let's get caught up in the chat because there's a lot. You guys have been talking. Let's see. Where do we leave off here? Mikey said, need to make sure you're wearing proper PPE, Tim. There you go. Gio says, hello, everyone. I'm at work. Might leave early. Really slow today. Water slides on the real grade Victory Gundam are going down really good. That's good to hear, Gio. That's good to hear. Let's see. Bill says, hey, third-party kits have... oof, got something in my eye. Probably eyelash. Yep, there we go. Third-party kits have honestly been blowing Bandai out of the water recently. Love the Gus and that 1/100 Thunderbolts AK guy. Looks great. Speaking of that AK guy, did you see the response from... what was it? Somebody having to do with the Thunderbolt production, and he was just like, you know, he wanted that version of the AK guy so bad, but then it's not Bandai, he found out, and he's like torn between the two, and he's like, I don't know what I should feel. Like, oh buddy, welcome to Gunpla. Welcome to Gunpla. That's how we all feel. Bill says, hey Gio, why not try putting the water slides on the model rather than eating them? I mean, a hamburger goes down really well, but doesn't look that great attached to Gunpla. There you go. What's going on? It's Eris. Hello, Tim in chat. What's going on, buddy? Good to see you. Let's see. Bill says, sorry, dad jokes and all. Feel free to do a collective eye roll. Oh shit, Mad Havoc. I seen a few, Bill, and the designs look good, right? E-Swank is with us. What's going on, dude? He says, hey, how's it going, everyone? What's going on, brother? Let's see. Bill says, yeah, I think Bandai is too busy trying to control the market in Japan and dropping the ball on model designs. Oh man, that's a good question / statement. I don't know what's up with Bandai, dude. Like, so I don't know. It feels like something has changed. You know what I mean? It definitely feels like something has changed. Because, and the reason why I say that is because back in 2019, you know, when I was last at GBWC, it was a different feeling as compared to right now, you know? And I can't pinpoint exactly what it is, just you know, I think everybody knows that something is off, right? And like, what happened to Kawaguchi? You know, like, where's he? You don't see him anymore with anything. They paraded Kawaguchi out, you know, in front of everybody. I think he might have had some health issues, if I'm not mistaken. But, you know,
still, there was always that kind of figurehead, that they trotted out in front of everybody as like kind of the Gunpla cheerleader to get everybody, excited about the future and everything. And they just don't have that anymore, unfortunately. And he was, if I remember correctly, the head of their he was either the head of their modeling division or the head of their Gunpla division, and I can't remember which. But he was always the one that kind of spearheaded the whole Gunpla initiative, right? But there's not that figure now. There's not that cheerleader or that figurehead to kind of lead the way, and it just feels like without that, at least being in public, I don't know if there's somebody behind the scenes. I would hope so, but without that being in public, it seems like kind of the whole Gunpla initiative right now is a rudderless ship, just kind of meandering wherever, right? That's what it feels. I don't know if any of that's true. That's just what it feels. Excuse me. So, yeah. It's a shame, is what it is. Mike Dawson and the Chisel ramps off in 3, 2, 1. Come on, Mikey, don't put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. Come on now. Mikey has a question though.
We have a question.
Not sure if I should answer it after that ramping comment, but here we go nonetheless. For everyone, anyone know when the Master Grade Jesta will be reprinted at all by chance? No idea. Yeah, no idea. Good thing I got like 4 of them in the backlog, right? So it's always a good thing. And then Enrico was with us, and he was on. He's like, "Oh shoot, wrong account." There we go. Oh my God, no way. That's freaking epic. Good. I'm glad you like it, Enrico. I'm glad you like it, dude. We showed it last night because I couldn't contain myself. I've been sitting on this animation for like days here, waiting for you to be back on stream and everything to show it to you. But I couldn't wait. I was just like, oh man, I gotta roll it out. We were having a good time last night, and yet everybody really liked it. So I'm glad you're on here to see it too. So he says, yes, the spacing is great. Yeah, I'm real happy with that, right? Real happy with it. Yasuo Otagaki, the creator. Gotcha. Welcome to the club, Otagaki, right? Exactly. Bill says, yeah, the Thunderbolts creator still has hopes for more Bandai Thunderbolts kits, despite the third-party kit. Mikey says, LOL. Whatever, Mikey. Ricky Bobby. But yeah, that whole Thunderbolts kit, that shit is funny, man. Because, and the funny thing is that Act guy looks really good, It looks really, really good. And then, you've got that. You've got the 160th ball. You've got, the Gus that everybody seems to really like. And then also you have the updated version of that. I guess the more prototype. What is it called? The Re-Gus or something like that. Yeah, man, it's just it's coming at Bandai from all sides. It feels like, it definitely feels like they are under siege, in terms of the modeling market share, So, well, I guess we'll see what happens, if Bandai just stops making Gunpla altogether, which I don't think they'd ever do in a million years, but I think if that for some reason ever happens, well, shit, at least we've got avenues that, will pick up the slack, in their absence, if that ever happens, Let's see, Bill says, looked on the 2026 reissue schedule on the Japan site. I didn't see it listed, but then I don't read Japanese and was looking for the 1/100 RGM96X, yeah. Let's see, Enrico says, yeah, I've been grading tests, so I couldn't join the streams lately, but I loved the surprise. Yeah, I figured you were busy, you know, with school or, you know, classes or something like that. So, yeah. I'm glad you got to see it. And then Enrico says, Bill, can you link that, please? There you go. Nice, nice, nice. Excellent. Excellent. All right, you guys, let's let me get a sip of water. Water. Oh, that's good. That is good. And for those of you here in the States, I highly recommend, if you like the little flavor packets, which I do, from Walmart, the blackberry lemonade. It hits like a Mack truck. It's so freaking good. So good. Highly recommend. Highly, highly recommend. All right. Now then, let's get back to it, shall we? What time is it? 12:47. Sweet, we're making good time. All right. So yeah, that just looks really good. I'm real happy with that. And once this is painted copper and panel lined in black, oh, that's gonna pop even more. Yeah. Yeah. I'm real happy with myself right now. I don't know why. All right, let's get this marker scraped off of here. There we go. I'm just scraping the surface, hardly taking anything off. If anything, it's more smoothing the plastic than removing anything. There we go. Jolly good. Jolly good. All right, let's get the crud out of the panel lines here. Ooh, did we not bring that line to depth? Doesn't feel like it. It feels like this line is very shallow. Yeah, that's really shallow. Shallow like my ex-wife. Heyo! There we go. Sorry, you got to get an X joke in there every once in a while. They're just fun. All right, perfect. All right, so we got that all cleaned out. Looking back to normal. Let's reference the design that I took pictures of yesterday. Let's see. Where is the picture? Pictures. I posted them yesterday. Here they are. Okay. So, all right. So there's what I'm referencing, right? And you know, funny thing is that
in the initial design here, I had this panel line going across the top here, but honestly, I don't think we need it at this point. I don't think we need it at this point right now, so, okay. So we got to get these, the front and the back panel lines, we got to get those. Notches here, notches at the bottom. We got the circular. Yeah, the line in the back. Okay, easy enough. Easy enough. All right, we're on the right track. We're making good headway today. I like this. I like it. I like it. All right. Let's see. Bill says the link is too long to post, Enrico. Oh yeah, to the Japanese site. Kelvin Branham, what's going on, Kelvin? He says, Tim, what are your feeling? What you're feeling happens in other modeling types as well? The direction of a hobby goes sideways, and we can only hope they get back to what made them who they are, as most do, some don't. Yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, you know, kind of what I was hinting at a little bit before. You know, we always had Kawaguchi kind of as that big cheerleader, you know, for Gunpla. And, you know, he was always at the forefront of pretty much every initiative. And kind of leading the way and, you know, all of that. And it just doesn't feel like we have that anymore. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm pretty sure he posted back in the day on Threads, you know, that he was having some health issues and stuff. And, you know, I haven't seen him post anything, you know, in recent memory. So, you know, I hope it's not health issues, honestly, because he seemed like a good dude. You know, the couple times that, you know, I was lucky enough to meet him in person, he was the type of person who always had a smile on his face, you know. And he was gracious enough to do an interview with Zach when we were there in 2019. And just always seemed like a good dude. You know, obviously he had that, you know, kind of reserved Japanese personality, but still, you could see and just kind of get that feeling, you know, from being around him, that he was kind of just a big kid and he had his dream job, you know. So yeah, I hope the old feller is doing good, you know. I truly do. But yeah, it does kind of feel like that. It feels like a bit of a rudderless ship right now. So yeah, what can we do, you know? We just keep plugging along, building these little robots. Mikey says, "Aw, man, looking at pictures of my new house closing is on the 30th. I can't wait to get moved in. I'm so excited." Dude, I would be too. Hell yeah. Now I'm going to be right behind you, Mikey. Like, as soon as I know, like, this place is going up, right? Probably the end of this year, beginning of next is what I'm thinking. So, not much time to go on that. Bill says, anyone else see an Autobot symbol in that little gray section in his picture? What? Autobot symbol? What are you talking about? What are you talking about here? I don't... Oh! Like that little vent thing right there? Maybe a little bit. It's definitely the shape. Yeah. I mean, it's definitely the shape of the Autobot symbol, right? Yeah. That'll be covered up with paint. So, no biggie. All right. Yeah. Bill says, yeah, that's the one. Okay. That's funny. Julius is with us. Good Tuesday, everyone. How's it going? Julius, it's going good, man. It's going good.
We got these little vents cut in. Look at that. Look how good those look. Right? Nice and even. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, I'm super happy with them. Super happy with them. Julia says, congratulations to Mikey. The fun starts next. Packing and finding stuff you forgot you had, then unpacking. Right? Oh, man. Mike says, yeah, I've been finding things I've forgotten I had packing and cleaning. Yeah. Oh, that's always how you do it. That's always how you do it. Calvin says, oh, wow, I see it. Let's roll out. Yeah, transform and roll out. This is a message to all sentient beings in the universe. I am Optimus Prime, and we are waiting. Oh, shit. Till all are one. Oh, God, that movie fucked me up when I was a kid. 1986. Oh, I remember going to see that Transformers movie with my father, of all people. I guess that was his attempt of, connection or some shit. But anyways, God, what was I? I was 8. I was 8 years old at the time, going to the movies, seeing Transformers the movie for the first time, and coming out of that movie traumatized. They fucking killed Optimus Prime. They killed all the Generation 1 Transformers that I grew up loving and everything, except for, save the Dinobots and a few of the others, right? But all the OGs, fucking, no more Optimus Prime, no more Bumblebee, no more Wheeljack, no more Sideswipe and Sunstreaker, no more Brawl, no more fucking any of them, I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Why would you do that? But then, growing up and seeing, kind of videos about it, and they wanted to ship new toys, that's all it was. But yeah, that was, seeing Optimus Prime die as an 8-year-old, shit, that was, yeah, I was not happy with that movie after we left. Ay, ay, ay. One shall stand, one shall fall. Oof. Julia says, I love the scribe lines on that piece and how they are so close to the edges of the panels. The vents are a great touch as well. Great work, Tim. Thank you, buddy. Yeah. Like I said earlier, the vents, I saw that Japanese modeler do it, who customized that Gustav Karl. Really, really loved the look of them. Wanted to duplicate it in some way, and I think this is perfect. Kind of, how we did it and everything. So, very happy with that. Very, very happy with it. So, all right. Enough, fluffing my own work here. Let's get back to it, yeah? All right, so panel line on the front here. We're going to need a 2mm strip and cut at a 45. So, luckily enough, we still have a piece of Dymo here, which will fit the bill. We need to cut a couple pieces because we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do the same thing on the back of the leg here, right? Yeah, okay, cool. So just trying to see exactly where that all meets and everything. All right, so let's cut a strip of 2mm right there. All right, so we're going to put our scribing jig right up against our 1, 2, 3 block here. Slide this back till it hits the scribing jig. Make sure that's pushed all the way back. Make sure our scribing jig is locked into place. Very nice. Hold that very, very firmly. And then just start with nice light passes here. Oh, shit.
Okay, that didn't work. Alright, let's try that again. There we go. There we go. Now we got it. Cool. Alright, so there's our first strip of Dymo. Now let's get one more. Get that pushed back in there. Lock that down nicely. And let's do that again. One shall stand and one shall fall. Oh, I'll tell you what. I had no idea what was coming after that point, but holy shit, that hyped me up. I was like, fuck yeah! Kick his ass, Optimus Prime! He did kick his ass, but he got his ass kicked too, which was unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Oh, man. Anyway. Let's see. Excuse me. Bill says, on the Kawaguchi front, he had the coronavirus and had some lasting issues due to it. Oh, that sucks. He said his weight loss was intentional and not due to lingering health issues. He was involved in some he's involved in some controversy in 2022 due to comments following Witch of Mercury, where it was interpreted, he said, snap builders are not real builders. It is not quite what he said, but it is what was shared. Ooh. Yeah, I mean, yeah. That I can see that not hitting very well in Japan. And, you know, obviously even to kind of, you know, some of the thinner skinned, you know, folks over here too, but damn, I can definitely see that causing a fluff over in Japan. Yeah. Oof. Mikey says, you know what other kit that those same vent notches, Tim? The Age 1 Gundam, all you need now is a spoiler on the backpack. Heyo! Womp womp. No. Those, meant to say those. Yeah, well, if you spelled right the first time, Mikey, I wouldn't have to interpret things. Ay, ay, ay. Bordering on Handren level typing here. Bill says, yeah, so since then he has stepped back from the limelight. Yeah, I figured I knew he had some health issues, but I didn't hear about, you know, the controversy. Huh. Yeah, I can understand why he stepped back now at this point. Mad Havoc, what's up, dude? He says, did you guys know that they fan dubbed Transformers Headmasters on YouTube? I did not know that. That's interesting. Huh. I never really got into the whole idea of headmasters. When I was a kid, I was just like, okay, so you put a human in this thing, and then they transform into the robot's head, and the human inside gets folded like origami. How does that human fucking survive that? Being crushed and folded and, you know, perforated, like how does that even happen? You know what I mean? Like, that's the one point that I never got out of Headmasters. And I could never really reconcile that, I guess. I don't know. Whatever. I'm just talking when I should be fucking working. All right, let's get the
good old, let's go back to camera 2 so you can actually see it. The good old chopper. And we need our 45 in there to cut this tape. Right like that. I'll angle this here so you guys can try to see it. Not sure how well it'll work, but we'll give it a shot. And I'm going in the wrong direction. I'm trying to... Yeah, that's about as good as I think you guys are going to get it. Yeah, maybe this. See, now that... See, if I turn it this way toward the camera, I can't see it. But if I turn it this way where I can see it, you guys can't see it. Oh, the fun of streaming. Whatever. Anyway. So basically we're gonna put this right up against the 45 here and cut our 45-degree line, just so that we have, you know, a repeatable angle here, so we're not kind of, you know, floating in the wind, so to speak. Now I want to get the curve out of this thing so it lays flat. Fuck. I inadvertently put another curve into it here. Come on. There we go, that'll work. That'll serve. Alright, same thing with this guy here. Better. Alright. So... watch the little digis. Very nice. Very nice. And then... thinking about the... okay, so we need to turn this over on this side. So we need... because basically we're doing the opposite. There we go. Yeah, there we are. All right, good deal. So, get that out of the way, bring that guy back in here, and there we go. We got our 2 pieces of mirrored Dyma. Let's go back to Super Zoom. Oh, man. Let's see. Matt Havoc says, I know, it was weird, right? Yeah. They use teenagers since they're bendable, right? They're more malleable. Oh, man. They survive by the power of friendship. Dude, stop watching Captain Planet, Mikey. My God. And Bill says, no, that is Care Bears. Otherwise, all the Saturday morning cartoons would jump them. Yeah, straight up. Mike says, the power of friendship transcends all universes, Bill. Oh, boy. Bill says, oh, God, I just had flashbacks to someone getting cut on a mandolin. Absolute worst. Oh, yeah. Oh, buddy. Taking a slice. Oof. Taking a slice. Mind you, a very even slice, but a slice nonetheless. That gives me the heebie-jeebies. Oh my God. Yeah, no. 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 Alright. Let's get this going here. Alright, and we're just going to lay this right up against this strip of plastic that I put down here to cover the seam and everything. And this will be just very straightforward, just a simple, you know, 2-panel line setup here, nothing crazy.
We're going to set the other piece of Dymo off to the side here, and let's get this going here first. Where's the 0.15? There we go, 0.15. Let's rock. All right, we're going to get the diagonal drop set in first. Very good. There we go. Jolly good. All right. Get that yoinked off of there. Let's get this to proper depth. Jolly good. Let's clean this up a bit. Very nice. Very, very good. All right, so that's looking good there. Now, literally no one will ever see this particular panel line simply because it's going to be under the front skirt. But that doesn't stop me from embellishing. That does not stop me from embellishing it a little bit. So what we're going to do let's see, how far did we come down on this guy? We went down 8 millimeters. Okay, so in that case, if we go up to 3 millimeters from right about there, let's go 4 millimeters right there. Let's go 4 millimeters, strike a line, get our scribing jig on here, get it locked into place. We'll just do a nice little line right across here just to kind of separate things and make it look interesting. Actually, let's use a 0.3 instead of 1.5. Oh, 0.3, there we go. Alright. Let's do that. Okay. Reminds me of the question the other night. I think it was Bill that asked it, I'm not sure, but how do you know when to stop, right? My answer, you never stop. You'll keep going. You keep detailing. Everything is in the details. You must detail more. But yeah, I think that looks good. Nice and subtle. Nice and subtle. Jolly freaking good. Alright, so wanted to add a little floating notch right down here at the bottom there. Alright, so now this strip is, what, 4 millimeter, if I remember correctly? Yeah, that's 4 millimeter. Alright, so let's go 5 for this notch. Offset it by 1 mil right there. That'll look good. Now we're going to do a 0.6 floating notch here. Don't stop believing. Bill's got that damn song in my head. You son of a bitch. Alright. Alright, cool deal. So, that's looking nice. I like the spacing on that. Okay. Very nice. Very, very good. Get that cleaned up. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Come on. Stupid transparent plastic. But yeah, you can kind of see the notch. There, I dig it. I dig it. Chisel discipline. There we are. All right. So that's good. That's done. Switch around. Switcheroo to the back here. Where did... Ah, there it is. Lost my Dymo. All right. So for this placement, I want to put the armor back onto the leg itself here. And then put this little, that way we can kind of, excuse me, get our spacing back here for this. So do we run it right up against there? I think we do. Yeah, I think we should. Okay, cool. That works. That works. Yeah, okay. Yeah, run it right along that ridge. Time check, 1:20. Cool. Excellent, excellent, excellent. All right. Let's measure down. We were about 8 from the top. Let me pull that and get this measured properly so we know how far to put this thing. Right about there. Okay. All right, that looks good. All right, again, 0.15. Scribe in the diagonal drop. First, get that set. Ooh, my stomach is growling. I'm hungry. Hungry. There we go. Okay. Let's get that guy off of there. And then we'll do the same thing that we did to the front side. We'll run a perpendicular line to this just to give it a little pizzazz. Some scribing jazz hands, if you will. Right there. Okay. Well, this is one thing that I didn't think about when I did it on this side. This side, you have this nice straight edge here, but on this side, not so much. Not so much. So, okay. We improvise. We improvise. Okay. Okay. So, let's see what this does. Can we make this work? Yeah, we can, I think. I think we can make this work. Yeah, there we go. All right, sweet. So, English. Where we made our mark is right at the edge of this, right here where the leg kind of inner frame protrudes out. So that actually matches up. So I took my 1mm scribing jig here and just hung it right on the lip of that plastic, and that actually matches up perfectly to where our mark is and everything. So we can just come in here and strike that line. At least get it set, and then we can kind of go back in and clean it up. Yeah, I don't like that right there. I think we need to freehand this guy. All right. Well, we still have the straight kind of ridge here, which we can kind of gauge off of and at least start our kind of freehand operation here. So okay. All right. I think we got our line set at very least. Yeah, there we go. All right, that looks pretty good. Let's get it back on the leg and see kind of the finished product here. See what we're looking like. Let's get the little cover on here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That actually looks really good. Yeah. All right. Sweet. Yeah. That looks good, actually. Nice and straight across the line. And there's the front, you can see a little bit. There's those vents. Man, those vents look good. And that's kind of what it'll look like at, as the end product, right? Because they'll be filled in with panel lining fluid and everything. Yeah, that looks good. God, I still have Bill's comment about the mandolin slices out of somebody's digits. No, thank you, sir. Let's see, Matt Havoc. By the power of Gray Skull, he says I liked Master of the Universe. Oops. Yeah, dude. I was all into Master of the Universe. God, what was let's go back camera one here real quick while we reminisce. Yeah, so Transformers, Master of the Universe, G.I. Joe. What else? Thundercats, obviously. Mask. Yeah. Those were all really, really good back in the day. All of them really good. Yeah. Bill says, it is bad when the slices taken are so clean they don't feel it, and the first indication they got cut is the blood. Yeah, right?
and that's and that, like, you know, kind of like we said a few nights ago, Bill, is why it's better to have a sharp blade than a dull blade. But it's also a downside too, because it's so sharp, you know, you don't notice it at first. But yeah, that, ooh, oh man, I can only imagine. Dude, I slipped one time with a mandolin, and first and last lesson I ever needed using a mandolin slicer, it caught the tip of my thumbnail and went in just a little bit, about 1/8 of an inch. Nothing crazy, but it you know, it bled a little bit, but nothing, you know, nothing like that, thankfully. And then ever since then, I've been afraid of it. You know, I use it, but I show it a lot of fucking respect. Yeah. Mike Dawson says, I want to see the live action movie of Master of the Universe so bad. Same, dude. Everything that I hear about it is so good, but like nobody went to see it. You know what I mean? Which I think there are a lot of differing reasons. Not that because it was bad or didn't have good marketing. I just don't think people have that expendable income right now. And you know, all of these like movie commentators and, you know, publications are like, it flopped. I'm like, no, it didn't flop. Just nobody's got the money to go see it right now, you dumbass. So I think that's the reason why. But everybody that's seen it has loved it, and I want to see it. I just don't have the fucking money to go see it. You know what I mean? So Matt Havoc says it's worth it, Michael. Yeah, see. Bill says Dolph Lundgren was okay in it. Felt it was a bit campy, but a decent watch. And see, and that was kind of the whole thing. It was meant to be campy. You know what I mean? So, oh, he says, oh, you mean the new one? Dolph Lundgren is in that too. He's in that too. He makes an appearance, from what I saw. Yeah. Matt Havoc says, I seen it. Nice. Mike says, yeah, Jared Leto actually looks decent in the movie for once. See, I don't have a problem with Jared Leto, man. I liked him in pretty much all of his movies. He was good in Tron Ares. I don't mind his kind of stoic stone performances, honestly. So, it doesn't look or sound like him. Mike says, that's why. No, less is more. Shut up, Mikey. Bill says, don't stop believing. There you go. Eastwang, hold on to the feeling. There we go. God, you guys are just going to be quoting the whole lyrics for that damn song. Could have been worse. Could have had a bad song. Yeah, right? Baby Shark, get out of here. Bill says, too bad Sirius recognizes voices now. Can't say a-hole, play Baby Shark, and everyone have it play on their phone anymore, right? Or, oh wait, Sirius is me. A-hole is Tim. There you go. Wow. Bill says, now I steeple my fingers like Mr. Burns. Enrico says, I'm looking forward to seeing all these parts primed. Same, dude, same. Hopefully it looks better primed than it does like this, because this plastic is an absolute shit show to try and scribe. It has been such a pain in the ass, and I'm kind of done with it. I want to move on to like the opaque parts, so the scribing is much smoother and finer, because I can get so much cleaner lines on the opaque plastic than this fucking transparent bullshit plastic. This was not the best jumping off project to get back into it after 5 years hiatus. This has been a challenge, just because of the quality of plastic, and that's it, you know. And the all the compound angles and curves and shit, and there's hardly a flat surface to this thing. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. So, Mikey says, gotta head out later. Mikey, take care, buddy. Jonathan Gizmo, he says, Master of the Universe isn't bad. It's the economy, and why spend money to go to the movies when I can just wait 2 months to watch it for free on streaming? Exactly, right? Like, I don't need to go see it. Like, the one movie I needed to go see, and obviously this is before I got laid off, was Project Hail Mary, right? And I'm glad I did. It was a great experience. So, but yeah, it's just now I don't have the money to go see a movie at this point. So, Jonathan says streaming sort of killed cinemas in a small way. Yeah, that and COVID, you know what I mean? Bill says, small way, it majorly killed movie theaters. COVID was just the final nail in the coffin. Yeah. There was a big Regal Cinema, probably about 15 minutes away from me. And that was like kind of the flagship, movie theater around here. And, I don't live in a small town or anything like that either. We have a decent population. Excuse me. And, yeah, COVID killed it. It's not there anymore. It's actually being demolished right now, to build some other thing. But yeah, it kind of sucks. What are you gonna do? It's the way of the world, right? Way of the world. So, Matt Havoc says, where I live, they have Tuesday cheap nights for the cinema. Nice, dude. That's always really nice. Down in North Carolina where Renee lives, they have this kind of old vintage theater that they have completely restored, and it's so awesome. It's got balconies and everything. Like, it is a legit old school movie theater. And they show movies that are kind of at the end of the theatrical run, and they only charge $5, and it's great. They have the concession, stand up front, just like old school movie theaters and everything, with the lights, and the attendees are in those old school button down striped shirts and everything, and they go completely for nostalgia, and it is such a great time. The last time Amber and I were down to visit Renee, we saw the most recent what was it, Pixar or Disney movie, Hoppers, and that was a really good movie. But just the whole experience was awesome. We got to sit in the balcony and everything, and we had popcorn and all of it. It was great. It was a great experience. So all of that for $15, like, you couldn't beat it. You know what I mean? So Matt Havoc says Supergirl comes out next Friday, but I'm waiting to see Evil Dead Burn. Nice. Supergirl looks interesting, especially Jason Momoa, right? So that I'm interested to see how that translates. So it looks good though. Bill says, alrighty folks, got to get going. Have fun and keep showing us what you are building on the community tab. Thank you for the reminder, Bill. Definitely do that. Eastwank says, girlfriend and I love the drive-in theaters. Dude, we actually have a drive-in movie theater probably 15-20 minutes away from me. I have never experienced it. What are you gonna do? Enrico says, gotta go to, gang. Later, Tim in chat. Enrico, take care, buddy. I know he's probably gone, but you get one of these. love it. Mad Havoc says, I wished they had drive-in where I lived, right? Yeah, well, see, that's the thing. Like, I live very close to one, and I still don't, never have been to it. So, I don't know. It's a novelty. It's a novelty. So, Enrico's still here. He caught it. Nice, he caught it. Good, good, good. Excellent. Excellent, excellent. All right, so let's get back to this thing here. Couple more things that I want to do to the lower leg armor, and then I think we're going to call it done at that point. Let's get the armor back off of the leg, if I can get the damn cowling piece off of this. There it is. All right, and then we'll go back to camera 2 in a second. I know I'm still on camera 1, but, you know, it is what it is. Come on. There it is. All right. Let's go back to Super Zoom. All right, good deal. So, let's see. Eastwang says some people love them, some hate. Yeah, I just never had the opportunity to really go, you know, to a drive-in. So, yeah. Enrico says, brushing my teeth before heading to work. Love the Buenos Notches. Cool. Good, good, good. Gio says, fucking smartphones and streaming services are killing all of these experiences, right? Oh, man. Yeah, not to sound like an old person, but yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. I mean, the attention span is so short nowadays. It's crazy, and that's all due to motherfucking TikTok and Reels and shit. And of course, you know, we get caught doom scrolling down through all of it, and we're just as much to blame as anybody. So, yeah, it's evolution. It is what it is. Mad Havoc says, Tim, I remember the dusk till dawn drive-ins. Oh, man. Just movie after movie after movie. That's crazy, dude. That would be fun. Enrico says it was good to catch a stream again. See you all. Enrico, take care, buddy. Take care. Nice. Good stuff. All right. Time check. 1:44. We have about 16 minutes until we punch the clock for the day. Get a little drink of water there. Keep my throat from getting parched. All right, kids. So let me bring up that image here so I am reminded of what else we need to do. All right, so last thing on this are a couple notches right down here, you know, at the bottom here. And originally, in my original design, I had them floating. And now that I'm thinking about it, I may want to run them off the edge. Yeah. I think that's going to be the way to go. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do. All right. Now, the decision needs to be made in terms of the width of said notches. Do we go 0.3 or do we go 0.6? We just had the 0.6 up here. We haven't utilized 0.3 other than the, you know, pseudo vents that we, you know, created here. Then I also have to ask myself, if we use 0.3, will they be big enough to be noticed down here? That's another, you know, valid question. Let's go 0.6. Let's go 0.6. All right.
There we go. 0. 0.6. A little bit bigger, a little bit easier to see. Now, since we're going to be running this off of the edge, right? Ooh, decisions here. How do we go about this? What would be the easiest way? I'm thinking exactly where do we want to put this as well? Definitely offset on this side of the piece more, but I want to bring it in from the edge though too, you know? Yeah, I'm thinking right about there. That looks, I think that looks good. That's about 2.5, 3 millimeters in from the edge. Yeah, about 2.5. Okay, cool. All right, so yeah, I think that looks good. Let's go ahead and commit. Now, again, since this is very weird shapes and everything, we're gonna have to do this freehand. So luckily we've been getting some practice here freehanding these notches and panel lines. Okay, just nice and slow. Take your time. You know, if you have to freehand something like this, man, just take your time. Not in a rush. There's no deadline to it. Just take your time and do it right. Yeah, there we go. Nice. All right, perfect. All right, so then we just wrap this right up on to the top side of this panel here. go. Very good, very good. Alright, just get this to depth here. Yeah, there we go. Very good, very good, very good. All right, so then we got to do our due diligence. Wrap this around the back. Oh,
What do we got here? Heyo, look at that. E-Swank, buddy. Thank you, man. You officially get one of these, bud. Heyo. Nice. I love it. I love that. See? That right there? Dude, that's commitment. I love that. And obviously, you know, like, no pressure for it or anything, but that's commitment. I love that, dude. Love that. Hell yeah. Let's see, real quick. Eastwank says, would you recommend visiting... That's a question. So there's that, right? Let me go to camera 1 for this, because this is I think there's some nuance to that, right? So basically the question obviously is, would you recommend visiting local hobby stores instead of shopping online? So, yes to both. Yes to both. Reason why I say that, right? You can only get a certain level of experience. And I'm not talking about experience necessarily actually doing the hobby, but in terms of experiences, you know, in terms of your modeling journey, you can only have those experiences. You can only really take part in those experiences, you know, in person, you know. So if you do have a local hobby store, definitely go. Definitely go. Meet people, talk to the employees, you know, especially if they show an affinity to, you know, Gunpla and stuff like that. Talk to them, you know. You know, they could very well, you know, get you tapped into local groups or something like that. Maybe they have build nights that you could take part of and, you know, meet other modelers that are in your area. There's always generally a benefit to going to, you know, a local hobby store. Oh, do I hear an Amber? Do I hear a Amber? Hi, Amber.
Hi.
Say hi to everybody, Amber.
Hello.
It's Amber, you guys. You going out?
Yes.
Okay. Where are you headed? Oh, you going to see Simon?
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. Do you work tonight?
No.
No? Okay, so you guys are going to be hanging out for all day?
No.
Yeah.
But whenever he needs to go home.
I gotcha. Okay. Well, be safe.
Oh,
Enjoy.
thank you.
All right. What are you thinking about for dinner? Or are you guys going to get dinner?
I don't.
Okay. All right. I will fall some chicken just to be on the safe side.
Okay.
All right? All right, kid. Love you. Get out of here. Go have fun. Drive safe. Bye. Everybody says hi.
Hi.
Love it. But anyway. So yeah, dude, there's always a fun experience to be had when you go and meet like-minded people. You know what I mean? It's always a good time. You know, unless obviously the store is filled with assholes and everything. So there's always that. But, you know, that's rare. But yeah, I would always say go into the hobby stores for an experience. You know, go and search for like their supplies and their tools and stuff like that. Those things are really kind of the intangibles, because you never know what a tool is going to be like until you hold it in your hands, you know? For instance, like this hobby knife, right? This is the USAG's USA Gundam Store hobby knife, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't think that I was gonna like this hobby knife simply because it's plastic. You know, it's a plastic kind of, you know, shaft and everything. It's got the brass fitting and everything, and I didn't think I was gonna like it just because I was like, oh, it's not metal. It doesn't have heft. But then once I held it in my hand, I'm like, oh shit, that's really nice. And now obviously I use it all the time, right? So just to even peruse tools, look at paint, because that's another one that you can't really experience online, because all monitors are different, all cameras are different, they can be calibrated differently, so you're never going to get the true experience of you know, the color of a certain paint unless you look at it with your own two eyes in person. So yeah, dude, go to your local hobby store. You know, support them if you can, within reason, obviously. But if nothing else, go in window shop. You know, if you see a model on the shelf and they're, you know, price gouging or whatever, go buy it online. So yeah, I mean, I would say take advantage of both. But definitely go to your local hobby stores, at least for the experience and just to meet people, because that's extremely, extremely valuable. So yeah, that's what I would say. That's my suggestion. Hell yeah. Let's see. Brian, Mr. Lelouch, finally made it. Hello, everyone. What's going on, Brian? Good to see you. He's swinging. Let's go, right? Nice. He says, Tim, did you show Enrico? I did. Yes, he fucking loved it. He was on you just missed him. He had to sign off and, you know, get ready for work and everything. But yeah, you missed him probably about 5-10 minutes there, Brian. But yeah, I showed it to him. The Buenos Nachos, here we go for all of those again. I love it. Just the little ding at the end. Oh, it's great. It's great. Let's see. Gio says, I have a question before we're done. Absolutely. Is this the question? Is this the question? Mr. Color Gloss top coat feels sticky. It attracts everything dust related. I feel like I don't get that shine of gloss. What, Gio, what exact, is it Mr. Top Coat or is it Mr. Super Clear? Which exact one are you using? Because obviously there are big differences, right? So, yeah, I tell us that first. It's Mr. Super Clear. Okay. See, Mr. Super Clear obviously is lacquer / solvent based, so that should cure very, very quickly. 10-15 minutes dry to the touch. And you say it feels sticky. Huh. Damn, Gio, I don't know. You're running into all the weird stuff, aren't you? What are you thinning it with, Gio? Are you thinning it with Mr. Thinner or Mr. Leveling Thinner? Yeah, let us know. Mr. Color Leveling Thinner. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you should have zero issues with that. Does it look like orange peel-ish, like gloopy or anything like that, or is it a consistent, nice layer, like a nice flat layer, what does it look like visually? Like, you know, when you hold it up and reflect the light off of it, what's it look like? So while we're waiting for that, yeah, Matt Havoc says, hi, Amber. First time I ever see your daughter. Oh, yeah, she's been on a few times. She makes, you know, she'll come down and, you know, make appearances and stuff, especially when she's going out and everything. But yeah, that's Amber. That's my high school graduate, soon to be college student. Christ. Eastwing says, that's some great advice. Thanks, Tim. It's only 10 minutes away, so wouldn't hurt to try. Yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Let's see, Charles, that's a good call. Hand-painted acrylic underneath the super clear. I don't think Geo hand paints. I think he's spraying. Let's see. Kelvin says, I wonder if it's the UV stuff. See, I've never experienced any difference between the normal super clear and the UV cut. I think it's just an additive that they add to it. Okay, here we go. So it looks spotty. Yeah, kind of like orange peel. Okay. Okay, cool. So that Geo is, again, if you remember, what was it? A few days ago, we had talked about spraying gloss, right? Yeah, it's the baby blue glass bottle. That's probably the UV cut, I'm thinking. Mr. Color 100. Hang on, let me check my rack here. Hang on. 100. Is it, Geo, is it 100 or is it 114? Is it the GX? Because 100 in Mr. Color is the wine red color. But on the GX, the actual, let me go camera so you can see. This is the baby blue. This is, yeah, see, super smooth clear, right? This is, they're flat, but yeah. Okay, so it's basically, it's the GX line. So it's this line, but this is flat. This is not the same one, but yeah. Okay, so it's this stuff. Okay, good. All right. I don't think I have any gloss in the GX. I think it's all flat, mainly because I inherited all this, you know, from the guy that sold it all to me. Yeah, it's all flat that he has there. Okay, so I don't have gloss, but I've got, that's matte. Is this gloss? Yeah. Shit, and I only got one can of this too. Fuck, I'm gonna have to stock up. That sucks. So I have the that, like the Mr. Super Clear in the can. And I actually, what I do is I actually decant this. But I've had this for God knows how long. So, but it's the same thing in the GX. It's the same exact thing. It's just obviously not thinned and everything for spraying out of the can. So, all right. So it looks spotty. Yeah, kind of like orange peel. Okay. So that right there leads me to believe one of two things are happening. And I think we talked about this the other night. Either one, let's go back to camera one. Either one, you're spraying too far away and the particles are starting to dry midair, or you're not spraying enough material onto the part, and that's kind of why you're getting that orange peel, is because the gloss tends to kind of, what's the word, kind of amalgamate together or something, like, I don't know, but basically it forms little pools, and then as more material is applied, more gloss, it starts to come together, right? So I think that's what it sounds like, in terms of what you're experiencing. What I would say is to test on a scrap piece, right? Test your spraying distance. I would say 3 to 4 inches is probably a good spraying distance between part and your airbrush. And then also, you got to be really careful with gloss, because excuse me, when you get to that orange peel part, your mind is saying, okay, I got to stop here, but you can't. You got to keep going. You have to keep applying more material. You have to keep applying more gloss, right? Because that will all come together and snap, and it will become one solid, shiny surface. And that's when you lay off the trigger, and that's when you stop and you don't lay it down anymore. And it takes practice. It's not easy to get. So that's why I say practice on a spare part, like a scrap part or something like that, to get the technique down. Spraying distance, the amount of material, all of that. And you definitely want to have a light source, because you want to try and bounce the light off of that surface so you can see how that material is kind of going down. You want to check it every now and then. And once you see it all come together, you got to stop dead in your tracks. But that's just from what you're describing. That's what it sounds like to me. So yeah, I would say give it another shot, practice a little bit, and I think you'll get it. So that's definitely what it sounds like anyways. So yeah. Yeah, so 114, that's the flat. Obviously, that's much easier to spray down. The gloss is the tricky part. The gloss is absolutely the tricky part. The flat is easy because, you don't have to worry about getting a nice even coat. You can lay down as much or as little as you want to get that flat coat, and it's way more forgiving at that point. The gloss, on the other hand, is a finicky bitch. And she has an attitude, and she will let you know. So you got to treat her right, So yeah, practice, dude. Practice. That's what I would say. And I think you'll get there. So, let's see. Brian says, Tim, seeing you parent Amber, I can just imagine myself when I'm older being in my hobby cave and saying goodbye. Oh yeah. I mean, I trust her. She's such a good kid. And is she back? I guess she's just now leaving. I hear the door. But anyway, yeah, I mean, I trust her implicitly. She's never given me a reason not to trust her. And, my mom kind of raised me the same way. I was a really good kid, had my friends. We got into, shenanigans every now and then like kids do, but that's to be expected, When those moments happen, you parent and you move on, right? And that's how my mom was with me. She trusted me. She trusted my friends, and I never gave her a reason to not trust me. So, And Amber's the same way, you know. She has no interest in drinking or smoking or doing drugs, and she's every time that kind of conversation, she's like, ugh, you know, she's legitimately repulsed by the idea. So, it's a good scenario. She's such a good kid, and I'm, you know, a doting father here, but I'm very, very proud of her. So, yeah, I mean, just raise your kids to, you know, have respect, you know, parent when you need to parent, and trust them, you know. It's hard to trust kids, because you don't know what the little shits are gonna do, you know. At the end of the day, they're little knuckleheads, and they've got to experience life themselves. So, you know, as much as, you know, I would like to hover and protect her and everything, I can't do that, because number one, it's not right for her, because she'll never experience life, and it's also not right for me, because, you know, I don't want to be a helicopter parent or something like that, you know, constantly hovering. So, yeah, dude, if I could give any parent a piece of advice, learn to trust your kids. It's not easy, but it's worth it. So, yeah. Kelvin says, signing off, Gundam Daddy. Yeah, dude, me too. I'm punching the clock for the day. So that's a good segue right there. Good segue. All right, kiddos, we'll be back tomorrow. I'm thinking what we do tomorrow night. I'm thinking we do the tool stream for everybody tomorrow night. I think a lot of people, you know, are interested in that. I think that'll be a good time. So I think we'll go with the tool time stream tomorrow night. And that's kind of where we'll end it for the week, because I'm taking off Thursday and Friday. Because Renee's coming on Friday. I've got shit to do on Thursday. So, yeah. End it off on a high note with the Tool Time stream and everything. So, yeah, stay tuned for that. I think that'll be fun. So, just real quick, last few comments here. Brian says the Mecha Gods blessed you with her, but I feel I got two rowdy ones that I hope will be doing good. Okay. Whew. Sorry, I had to read that a few times to understand, but yeah, I mean, she was pretty rowdy when she was a little kid, but they start to grow out of that, you know what I mean? They start to grow out of it. So, yeah, you'll be all right. Buenos noches. It's so good. Gio says, thanks, I'll try it today. Nice. Yeah, Gio, just practice, buddy. Practice different techniques, practice different distances, the amount of spray that you put down. Keep a close eye on it. As soon as you see it go smooth, just stop dead in your tracks. Inspect the rest of the part. If it's all smooth, you're done. Put it to cure at that point. So you got this, dude. You got this. I have faith in you. So, all right, kids. Punching the clock for today. We'll be back tomorrow. Come on back. We'll continue to work on this thing. And tomorrow night we'll do the tool stream. Have fun with that. And then we'll be done for the week. So have a great rest of your day. Be safe out there. Build something cool. And stay tuned for the end credits. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care, guys.